Brooks Running reminds us that we're all powered by something. Whether it's the me-time energy of a run after a day at the office, the electrifying energy of your first marathon, or the infectious energy of a group run with your friends. No matter what energy powers you, Brooks has gear specifically designed to unleash it. So lace up and let it out. Let's run there. Visit brooksrunning.com today to learn more.
New Icy Hot. Nighttime recovery. Relieves pain at nighttime while your body recovers. Icy Hot. You're so back.
And welcome back to the Boundary Corner podcast, along with my partners Brian Siegler and Jonathan Talley. I am Curtis Wilson, and this episode is brought to you by Dr. Jeremy Counts down at the Main Street Pharmacy, your friendly neighborhood pharmacy, 301 South Main Street, Blacksburg, Virginia. And we are back, baby, fellas. It's been a while since we got together on the BCP.
Yes, sir.
We've been doing a lot of other things here and there for other podcasts and other things, but we're back. How's everybody doing this night? Tally, how's it going down south?
The cicadas are taking over. I don't know if y'all dealing with cicadas where you are.
Yes,
out there in the world.
That hum is continuous.
Oh my God, man. I can see why people kill themselves. I'm not making light of it, but like seriously, if I got put, one of them got in my car.
Oh no.
One of them got in my car.
Oh,
and it was in the back. It was in the back. Like, luckily it was right at the window. And I let the window down and he flew out. But to hear that noise that close to me, if somebody put me in a room with a couple of them, yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'm trying to find my way to Jesus. But other than that, everything is good.
Yeah, man, we got husk everywhere, man. On the cars.
Oh yeah, they everywhere.
On the porch.
Have you hit one yet going down the road?
No. But I have in the past.
Nah, dude. Again, they everywhere here. So I've hit a couple going down the road. Sounds like a rock's hitting your windshield coming off of a 18-wheeler or something. So it's nasty, man. But other than that, everything is good. Cicadas suck. My son is back playing sports. We running all over the place. We were in Lake Point, Georgia, 2 weekends ago. They had a local tournament this weekend at a cool high school field here. But that Lake Point, Georgia facility, man, if anybody has any kids that play baseball, like that is the mecca that you want to take them to. A PBR tournament at Lake Point, Georgia. It's the nicest facility that I've been to. But anyway, Brian, how you feeling? How you been, man?
Hold on. There's one thing we got to put up before Brian talks. Robbie
okay.
said just move to the mountains. You ain't got to worry about them.
We'll have to worry about internet though if we move to the mountains.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I don't know. Robbie's internet was pretty good the last show he was on, man.
He's moved.
You did say he was. A couple times he was at the school, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was recording.
He would go to the field house and post up at the field house, so he made sure he had internet there. Yeah.
Man, that's dedication, man. Shout out to Robbie Compton, man. Going to the field house on his off time to record for us.
Yeah, man.
Damn right.
My brother, man. Brother from another mother.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Man, it's been kind of wild over here. I have not had my truck for over a month. It's been in the shop.
You didn't get it back?
Cool.
No, I haven't got it back yet.
Not cool. What's wrong?
You drove the Camaro over to the house last Thursday or 2 Thursdays ago. I just thought easier to drive that than the truck.
Nah, I still haven't got it back yet, man.
You got a Camaro?
Yeah.
Dang, boy, I knew y'all was getting that money up there with you.
That's my wife's car. She likes the car.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Miss Siegler. Balls.
Oh, yeah. Miss Boundary Corner. There we go. Yeah, that's her will.
Curtis, what you been up to?
Baseball, brother.
I knew you was gonna say that.
2 kids in Little League. I've been at that field 4 or 5 days a week, pretty much like that since April. Like those episodes y'all saw me in on a Tuesday night, I'm literally getting kids to bed and sliding in here.
Running.
Baseball, kids, school's about to end up this way. Me and Brian's son getting out of elementary school. They will be middle schoolers next year, which Brian, that don't seem right, dude.
No, man. It's not checking on this end. We got promotion coming up in a couple weeks, and it's not it's not looking good over here. And then
is it you or Mama?
I'm okay. She's struggling a little bit. The worst part's going to be when he turns 11. That's also the first day of 6th grade too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's gonna be a double whammy right there.
Well, I'm telling you, you got a son about to turn 11. Your son about to turn 11, Brian?
Yeah, he turns 11 in August.
Well, enjoy your kids. People out there, Curtis, I know you got younger kids. Brian, you about to start feeling it. Enjoy your kids while they are young. My son came to me the other day. I was sitting watching TV, had a few moments where I didn't have to do nothing, just kind of sprawled out on the couch, not doing nothing, playing on my phone. And he says, Dad, I think I'm about to start shaving. And I was like, you ain't got no hair to shave. He said, I'm talking about my balls. I was like, all right, man, that's enough. That's enough TV.
The things to look forward to, Curtis.
That's enough TV for the day.
To look forward to.
Let me go to bed.
We both got 11-year-olds going to middle school next year.
Hey, Manscaped, if y'all out there listening, we got a sponsorship opportunity here.
And I got Manscaped already. I'm just wondering what he needs to do, what he needed for. I don't want to ask. So I'm just saying, people with the young kids, enjoy them. We got a great show tonight, Curtis. What we doing tonight, man? What we got?
We got a lot of stuff we're unloading tonight. Back half of the episode, we're going to be looking at some retrospective, some clips that we have taken roughly over the past year. A lot of good takes, a lot of good conversation about that. We're going to be talking about, obviously, the portal additions. But before we get kicked off with me and Brian's experience down at Hardywood and the Tailgate Tour, just a shout out. We got our boy up in Andretti up in Philly.
Andretti, I want you on that game.
Mr. Drones, Mr. Drones.
Mr. Drones in the building.
Hey, less than 2 months.
Hey, there you go. Andretti putting it out there. He wants not only us, but if you're a PCP fan, maybe Brian, you're the technical guy.
Oh, I got it.
PCP room.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna get it going. Maybe we'll get a little.
Maybe
we'll get a little promotional tournament going.
Hey, go ahead, Brian.
I'll say get a promotional tournament going. The winner of that tournament might get a little swag, maybe a little something fun.
There you go. I got you right here.
Yeah, I was gonna say my boy William up there.
Yep. Tally.
Yeah, put my boy William up there, man. William keeps me sane. He hits me about once a week and reminds me that I ain't ready for Nashville. So
gotta let him know.
Hey,
gotta keep you humble.
That man is ready, and I can't wait, man. I mean, I'm gonna be wide open.
He is. By the way, Thomas, enjoyed you guys both on the huddle. Good job there, fellas. But Ryan, let's talk about the Tailgate Tour out at Hardywood. We roll out there. Great time. Unfortunately, the weather put a damper on a lot of it. For those who out there, had a couple folks come up, chat with us, saw us from the podcast. But the weather put the damper on. I mean, it was storming and raining. But still,
they were calling for it like literally starting just before the event. You had to kind of contingency plan, figure out what you were going to do. They didn't have the stage set up outside like they've had the previous couple years. And everything was inside on the main stage that they have inside there. Still a great event, but when you take away one of the full bars, you take away a couple of the pop-up bars, you get longer lines for beer. It was a little tighter than you wanted it to be, I think, with the number of folks that turned out, but it was still a really good time. Good information from Whit. Always good to see Mikey out there emceeing the event. And obviously, Coach Pry closing that thing out pretty strong there. So I mean, it was a good time and good seeing folks in the Richmond area.
Yeah,
good talking to a few people that came up to us, recognized us from the show. So good time all around, man.
shout out two people here, our buddies Phil and Mitch. Phil, longtime friend, both alumni of Tech. They both came out, hung out, drank some beers with them. I hadn't seen either of them in a while. But good seeing those fellas. But we had a couple minutes with Pride because the line, it was insane. And obviously we've interviewed him before, working on trying to get him on again. We actually spent close to 15 minutes, y'all, talking with Coach Cheetah and Gunnar Brewer. And immediately, like, you just feel that. You just feel the energy coming off them is positive. You understand why those guys can recruit. You understand why they're such good coaches, because just chit-chatting with them, 15 minutes, it was a little bit about everything, a little bit about nothing. But, man, like, we're going to try to get at least one of them, if not both of them, on the show soon. I mean, I enjoyed the heck out of Cheetah and Gunnar, man. They were just awesome guys. And, talking to them, it's like, I love having these two guys on the staff.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of enthusiasm from Cheetah, obviously. I mean, you can just tell looking at him normally, like, you can tell he's got a lot of energy, he brings the juice. And he's just like that in any other circumstance. Talking to him, and Gunnar was cool because Gunnar would dive into a little bit of the minutia and the X's and O's with you even in a casual conversation, but he keeps it moving enough where you don't really get bogged down in too many details either. So he kept it enough high level where you could keep with him, and but he talked about some of the ins and outs of recruiting, some of the things that they got coming down the pike in terms of rules that might allow him to get more of the on-field type role. Despite not having a traditional coaching position on the staff. So really interesting stuff, and looking forward to trying to get those guys on here and talk about it a little bit more.
100%, man. And we miss you, Tally. Like, Tally's gonna have to just drive up because they've done them on Mondays because Hardywood's closed on Mondays. They do it on Monday night, and again it makes sense because for Hardywood it's just free money because they know people are gonna buy the tickets and they're gonna come out and buy more beer and have a great time. And again, the turnout for the weather, that place was jammed. Like, you could not move. So I'm going to probably say they probably missed 500 to 1,000 people extra coming out. But again, great showing. Again, love it. Love to see the vibes out there. And you can just, again, there's a buzz. It's not what it was. I went 2 years ago, and it was kind of like, okay, Brian went last year. And Brian, you mentioned, like, everybody's okay, but nobody was panicking, but I think everybody was still a little hesitant after 3 months, right? But
I know at that point we had some good recruiting momentum. Yep. The portal was looking good, so nobody was really panicking. It was just like, all right, we got to do better than 3 wins, though, right? So, everybody was enthusiastic about this one. Everybody is ready to go. Everybody's jacked up. I mean, we see it all the time. We see it on Twitter. I mean, there is a buzz behind this program that we haven't seen in a long time. And some of it's been earned. I think some of it is, I think people trying to get ahead of the potential. Right? They're trying to be the guy, the smartest guy in the room because they're a little bit ahead of the potential.
Yeah,
but I think the ceiling is where those people are talking about. We just got to get there, right?
100%.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the silence. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're doing a great job on social media and stuff like that, but I'm enjoying just not being worried. Like, for a while we had this person's coming out with a hit piece. This person is leaving the team, and then there's bad press because of that. Then we have, legal things that's going on. Like, I'm just enjoying the silence, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just enjoying getting ready for the season. The kids seem like they are locked in, they're working. And I'm happy. I don't need to be entertained right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good to not be entertained. Just y'all stay healthy and y'all enjoy being college kids right now. That's what I need. Y'all keep working. The season will be here before we know it.
100%. And let's talk about some of the additions that's happened since the last time we talked, because, you know, there were some portal opportunities out there and we took advantage of it, right? What's wrong?
You see your boy here.
What am I
New
seeing?
King. Your boy New King is
What up,
here.
Siegel? I'm over here looking at
Hey, I got it coming.
Okay. Oh, this is you and him, man. This is you and his beef.
New King, get you a PS5 and we'll settle this before September 27th. We got college football. We got college football coming out in a month. We'll play a lot of games before that game played. We'll go ahead and settle this.
All right. Well, let's talk about those portal additions, because I think the 3 that we have added thus far, really good and, to me, needed portal additions. I'll start the first one way back at the end of April. Colin Shealy transferred from UCLA to Virginia Tech. You know, I think he was like, I don't know where he was in the portal, but you look at his numbers. He was a backup at UCLA last year. He played in 2 games, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 178 rushing yards on 21 rushes, about 65% in the passing game. And it was the discussion we had after spring game, right? Is Pop the backup? And I think we'd feel comfortable with Pop being the backup, but it's almost like it's no in-game experience. Pop still needs to go eat more, because Pop's still only about 175, 180 pounds. I believe that was the last report, right? Mm-hmm. So now you got the buffer, because if you take a look at Shealy, not only last year at UCLA, started games at Kent State back in 2022, where he amassed 2,100 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks, ran for just about 500 yards, 4 additional touchdowns. So now you've got your safety plan, right? Even though Kyron's built like a tank and nothing ain't going to happen to him.
Right.
But you got your safety plan, and it also helps the development of Pop Watson. Tally, what did you think about this one?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we'll talk about it a little later on. We'll have some clips playing. And Coach Pryor is who he is. I mean, when you see the clip, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you got to have competition. It don't matter how good you is. Like, you can't get comfortable, you know. So when you look at the quarterback room, it was needed to bring a quarterback in to just say, hey, don't slip up. Because, I mean, I love Pop. I think Pop's going to be a good player for us. But Pop was suspended last year for something. You know what I mean? You have something like that happen, then where do you go? If not even thinking about Kyron being hurt, but what if Kyron goes and does what we know he's going to do like he did this year, and we up 42-3 on a team? He needs to be out of the game. You know what I'm saying? So just things like that. You got to be, you know, you got to have a safety plan, and you got to have competition to keep on driving each other in practice. Nobody can get relaxed when you're in a position like this, because you miss out on an opportunity, and then that opportunity is gone forever. We're not doing no what ifs no more. That what if stuff's over with. Like, it's go get it done right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you had the roster spot. You had a situation where you got a still undersized, if you know, talented kid, but undersized, no starting experience. No really collegiate experience at all at this point, outside of a couple spring games and some mop-up duty short term last year, you know, a couple games. This is where you want to go. You get a guy that has a similar type skill set to your starter. He's got some wiggle. He can throw it. He can do those things, do both of those things at a pretty good level. He's a guy that if you need him for a quarter, a half, a game, he can come in there and get the job done. You feel pretty good about it. Nobody's coming in there and replacing Kyron that's on this roster right now, whether it's Colin, whether it's Pop, that's not happening. This gives you a little bit more of a buffer, of a safety valve. And it puts you in a better spot with helping Pop grow some too, because Pop's going to get to do a couple things. He's going to get pushed in practice a little bit more because he's seeing somebody else as a backup getting the job done. It's going to give him something to work for in season
Yeah.
And I think like Tally said, that's going to help his development long term. And then he's a guy that really only has 1 year, so it's going to be Pop's position come 2025.
Yep.
And it could be Pop's starting position depending on what Kyron decides to do at the end of 2024. So this is an important year for everybody. So having somebody like that can kind of put in that role and be that buffer, I think is really good for him.
100%. And Pop's up to 190. I need Pop to be at 2 bills when he's a starting quarterback. 2 bills.
2 bills
Pop,
will get it done. Yeah.
Pop, 6 meals a day. Lots of chicken.
Eat whatever you want to eat.
There you go. Go to Tally Diet. Just eat whatever.
With how much you're working out, you can't eat too much.
You can't exactly, 100%. All right, let's flip to the next one here because this is a pretty big land. Curtis Perry transfers from Alabama to Virginia Tech. Looking at his background and how he came out of a prospect when he came out back in the year 2022. So that's only 2 seasons. That means this kid's a redshirt freshman walking in the door. He was a top 60 player. He was number 2 player in the state of Alabama at Pike Road. I'm going to ask Tally about this in a second here. This guy had offers from everywhere, and he's only been there a couple years. 6'2", about 265 pounds is what the listed weight is. We all know how weights go with college kids and stuff. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, sometimes nobody knows. But the caliber of player we're getting here, Tally, tell us about Pike Road, what you know about Perry, if anything. And then, Brian, if you can come in and just tell me what you saw when you looked at his high school tape.
Yep.
Yeah, Pike Road is they've had a lot of NFL guys that come from there. I think that Perry transferred there from somewhere out of Montgomery his senior year or maybe his junior year, but he was on one in high school. Like he was the man. But and that's why he went to Alabama, but with his body size, I feel like he was always going to be a little undersized to play for a team like Alabama. Maybe not every SEC school, but a team like Alabama, he's going to be a little bit undersized because he's right at that, 6'1", 6'2". I think he probably got up to about 260. They may got him at like 265. So, of course, we always look at Pollard. You know what I mean? Like we have kids like that all the time that produce here. So it was interesting because I was thinking that it was like a no-go for sure, for us to get him. And they pop up and it's like, oh, he's committed to Virginia Tech. And I'm like, okay, a Alabama boy and a, Alabama transfer. It's pretty cool for me. You know what I'm saying? To see how some of these kids played, back in their high school days. And then now I get to follow them in college. And what's important about it more than this year is that you get a young defensive lineman.
Damn right.
That when we have these linemen that are going to the NFL, we're going to go ahead and say it. We got these linemen that's going to the NFL after this year. You're not just, retooling every year. You know what I'm saying? You're already building. You've already got them there. You already got them bought into the program and knowing what they're doing for the next year. So big get for that situation. Definitely. And I think people are going to enjoy watching them play because, like I said, again, now I know high school to college is much different, and I have not watched him play a down of college. But if he can get to anything like he was in high school, it won't be nothing that we've seen. I'll tell you that. Like, he's tough.
What did you see, Brian, on that tape?
He reminds me of, honestly, the person that we had on the last time we punched record.
Okay.
He reminds me a lot of Payne's game because he's kind of got that interior lineman that plays like a defensive end mentality. He can knife through. He's really disruptive, gets but he's still strong enough and big enough to shed blockers, even bigger guys. So he's not losing in any sort of physical battle despite giving up some size to the bigger guys. I think, if he can polish his skill set and, I think put on maybe a little more weight where he can handle some double teams when those come. But I think he's that prototypical, quick disruptive 3 technique that you see, and it looks like that's kind of what we're going with for that position. A guy that can kind of play outside the guard and just be really disruptive. So I think he's going to fit into that role pretty good, even if he's not necessarily front line this year. I think, with the eligibility he has left, we're going to get some good run and see some good things from him.
100%. And I think that's one of the better things to see is he does not have to come in and be the man this year, right? With the Aeneas Peoples, with Fuga, with Gilliam, with Copeland. It's like, now, is it going to be nice if he gets some PT, gets out to play with those boys? 100%. But that's the best part. It's like you don't have to be the man this year. Learn, grow. Then next year and the next year, go make your money. Go make your money. All right, one last individual we got, and Brian, I'm going to let you lead with this one, and then Tally come on in here. Caleb Spencer transfers from the University of Miami back home to Virginia. 6'2.5", 210 when he came out. He was a top 15 Virginia prospect when he came out as well back in 2023, so a relatively young guy. Did play a lot on Miami special teams this year. He is a safety. Played down at Life Christian Academy down in Colonial Heights, just down the road here from me and Brian, originally from Gloucester, Virginia, out on the Eastern Shore. Brian, tape-wise, what does it say? And another homecoming, right?
Another homecoming. You love to see it, man. And, I like the, we'll say this. Pride talks about it. We've talked about it. This is a positionally flexible player. He's got safety next to his name. But I think the big thing is that he's a guy that can slide out, play some nickel. He can be a kind of a big safety in the box. He can kind of be a will or a star linebacker. So you can kind of move him in a bunch of different plays and play around with your alignments, play around with where you're deploying guys. So he gives you that type of flexibility. And he's a hitter, man. I think that's the big thing is he's a hitter. He comes in fast. He plays fast. He plays loose. And he likes to knock the shit out of people.
All right, Tally. What you got on him?
Mainly, Brian kind of hit the nail on the head. I mean, anytime you can go and get a little bit of, college experience and things like that and be able to come back, like, I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I like what Pride's building and how he's building it, because when it's somebody out there, you automatically think we got a chance at them if they're from here. Because, you look at APR and him coming back and the things he was able to do, like, that's the poster child. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the only thing that I'm a little bit kind of leery of is the school that he came from in high school. You know, like
okay.
that LCA school, whatever it's called, Life Christian Academy, like, I'm not from there. I just got to go by what I hear. And I don't hear good things about the competition that they play, even how the school is set up and things like that. So I'm not sold on that, but I'm interested to see what the kid can do. It's definitely a good pickup. You know what I'm saying? It gives you what you need to fill that spot. And I'm interested to see what he can come in and do.
I'll tell you this though, Tally, coming from Gloucester and going to LCA, he probably took a step up in competition.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Gloucester's out there, Northern Neck.
Gloucester sounds like it's country.
Oh, it's country. It's right on the water. It's small though.
It's just a river. It's just a river town with a high school.
Yeah, it's true. Now, one of the bigger things that they do play every year is they do play teams like DeMatha, and they got smoked by DeMatha. But then they're also playing teams where it's just like, God, they're not playing like your Benedictines. You always have some good players come out. They're not playing like the teams from Lynchburg. I don't know. You look at their schedule, Brian. It's just, I don't know.
It's all over the place.
It is.
It's so weird.
It's weird. Play DeMatha every year, you get some stuff. So, absolutely. Boys, this isn't on the rundown, but it just got reported, I think at the end of yesterday. Lamar Law no longer on the VT roster. I have not personally read anything why he's left. We know he tried to flip to offensive line. I'm hoping nothing but the best for him, regardless of the situation. But no longer on the roster. So if you did not see that, that was yesterday. Did y'all either see anything on it?
I mean, I know he's been fighting some injuries, so I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's related to those aspects or what, but he's been fighting some injuries the last couple off seasons. So
Right. Yeah, like Brian said, I mean, nowadays I'm all for kids, when you go to college, it's a different animal. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're trying to catch up to the speed or you're trying to catch up to the size. And sometimes you just can't get on the field at certain schools. If I'm somewhere and I can't get on the field or I can't find my position, sometimes you got to take a step and do something different. I'm not saying that's 100% what happened. I just hope that, like you said, hoping the best for any kid that is going and making a transition. So.
Yep. Whatever he's doing, whether if he is transferring schools to play football elsewhere, best of luck to him. If he's staying at Tech, best of luck to him getting his degree, finding those opportunities in the world to make the best for himself. All righty. I know this is big for y'all, big for me, even though I hadn't played one of the newer. I think the last time I played a newer game, Brian, was when you had 14, when our boys were about 3 years old. And I came up to your house a couple Saturdays and we hung out and played 14. But if you didn't see, College Football 25 is set to be released in just a couple months here. They had the trailers of a bunch of intros, but somehow those stupid idiots at EA Sports left off the most iconic intro in the game today. So y'all's takes, because I don't have a PS5, so I will be going to Brian's house at some point in July. I just may bring Jack over. We might have a sleepover or something.
We'll have a nice long Saturday, and then the kids can sleep over.
There you go.
So, yeah, man. I was a little disappointed we didn't see any Hokies in there.
Yeah.
And more so because we saw Boston College and Duke and
yeah.
Because
I seen a couple of people say, well, that's what happens when you suck for this long. And I'm like, some other people in there that suck too. So that wasn't it.
I don't think sucking has anything to do with it.
No, that had nothing to do with it.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Right. So I was a little, I didn't dig too deep into it because I know that's just the initial trailer and they're going to have plenty more come out. I just need to see us on something. I need to see us on one of them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Curtis?
I just want to play it. That's it. I don't have a PS5 or the Xbox, whatever's coming out on.
Hey, you know what?
Look what Robbie's trying to do here. Brian, I'm paying a lot of money to take my boys to the Bahamas next year. Okay.
Dang.
I mean, I am too.
No, you ain't, because you're only paying for one. I'm paying for 3.
That's fair.
Dang.
You're paying more for sure, but
I'm paying a lot more. Let's not even get into that semantics. And also, we just bought him a game system 2 years ago with the Switch. So we'll see. It'll just be hanging out. It just gives more reason to come over to your house on the weekends.
It's true, man. I've seen some theories floated out there as to why we're not in there, though. I don't know if y'all saw those.
I saw some.
Yeah, of course.
We got it's the uniform theory is what we're throwing it out there. They probably got the new uniforms, so they're not going to put that out there because we haven't announced it yet.
Right.
Well, why don't they just announce it then, and then they can put the trailer, then just do the full intro of the trailer, right? Of just Sandman in there. Or Sandman.
I mean,
that'd be sick.
That would be sick, but at the same time, I don't know. I guess that theory checks it. It makes as much sense as, we're not on there because we Dookie. So,
yeah.
Because there's a lot more Dookie on there than we are. What I saw,
it makes just as much sense as that theory. So I mean, if we're talking, relevancy, I mean, one is just as good as the other at this point. But I mean, let's talk uniforms because we at least have gotten word that they are coming. They're coming in the next week or so. And you know what?
Whoa! I thought I saw a month or so.
No, the quote was week or so.
Who was this? Oh, was this probably last night?
That's what Witt said when he put it out there.
I think that was a mess up.
And that or so is doing a lot of heavy fucking lifting.
Damn
right. Right, for real.
That's doing some heavy lifting.
Hey, something that I did forget though on Perry. I was looking up. I couldn't remember who was his teammate, but Quinshawn Judkins that's going to Ohio State. He played on that Pike Road team. They won a championship the year they were seniors. But the one that's going to Ohio State, I think he was at Ole Miss. He was their running back on that team. And Curtis Perry was the best player on that team still. You know, so that's saying a lot. Curtis Perry had like 25 sacks. The next person behind him had maybe 4.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a big. He was a big deal in high school. But in that team, now they were like 14-0 that year. So again, none of that stuff matters in college. But if he can get back to who he is and get a chance to get on the field, along with what else we have on that defensive line, it definitely would be fun to watch.
All right, well let's cross the fingers, get the man. Let JC cook.
That's right.
Let JC cook.
Let that man cook.
I gotta give him his props as of now. I gotta let him do what he's been doing. So
you damn right. A lot of people shat on him over the last 18 months, and they didn't have to eat their words. By the way, what's your perfect uniform for y'all? Do y'all have? Well, I know orange for you. You wear orange every game.
Make one that looks like this.
Make one that looks like that. Maybe it's a
Hawaiian one. No, I'm joking. Man, I mean,
Tally wants that Tony Bahama edition of the Hokies.
Brian, what's a perfect? I ain't never even thought about it. What's a perfect uniform to you, Brian?
I like something clean. I think what I'd like to see is something similar to the 99, but give it a little bit more etching. Like if you combine 99 with what we had in kind of the like 04 to 06 with the little like piping stripes, that would be kind of fire to me. Yeah. I'd like to see something like that.
Hokie Stone in the numbers.
I like Hokie Stone numbers. Like that's probably the best element of the current jersey.
Current uniform, that is the best element. So it's like go old school, bring some of the slight new elements, make it a little upgraded, put the Hokie Stones. Now, the one thing I don't think should be a Hokie Stone, and Tally, you're gonna love this. The arms should stay orange numbers.
Yeah,
arms should stay.
I do like that.
I think
that looks good.
That was so unique because usually everybody, it's whatever's here is here. And for those years, it was white, but the arm was always 7. Or the 7 was always orange. It was always beautiful because it stood out.
No stripes.
No stripes. God, no stripes.
I'm okay with some piping, but no stripes.
Yeah. Piping.
I think the main thing with me, because I'm not a designer, you know what I'm saying? But what I want to see is combinations. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you ain't got to be Oregon, you know what I'm saying? But don't be Alabama. You know, give me 6 to 10 different combinations. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying different different jerseys, but you can have 3 to 4 different pants, 3 to 4 different jerseys, and you can mix them up. I just want some clean combinations. Throw some clean helmets. Throw some clean helmets in there and just give me an all orange uniform. I mean, orange is one of the colors.
Yep.
Give us the orange. The kids love it. I love it. They look good in it. I don't know. Somebody said something about y'all remember the orange uniforms that we wore against UNC when we killed them the year? Yeah. Whatever. I can't remember what year it was.
16.
I'm not on the basketball jerseys. It looks great with that font. I don't like it on the football jerseys. So don't do that. If you don't do that to me, I think I'll be okay with the other stuff.
This is what I think would do for orange. Go all orange, everything, that's fine. A flat orange, keep your whites, like white VT helmet, white numbers, but then throw the maroon 7 on the side. The maroon number on the side. I say 7 because I think 7 and I think Vic and Hal, that 7
I get it.
It just pop.
I get it.
In a maroon on the side, but keep it flat. Don't try to brighten it up. Keep it a flat orange versus a bright orange because that, to me, I mean, you look at what's on my shirt right here, and even your hat tally, that's not the super bright orange. It's just enough. Jesus,
but the orange that you have, like the orange that's in the orange that's in the logo, and the orange that you have is more the traditional orange that we're used to. More of a, you don't want to say burnt orange because you think about Texas, but it is that more darker, flat orange. It ain't like we started getting into some pastel oranges or something.
Yeah.
Like I like orange, but I don't go crazy on it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nike fucked up the palettes. Nike fucked up the palettes. So
they was doing some crazy shit for a little while.
All right, there we go. We just spent 8 minutes talking about uniforms. So let's move on. And Brian, you threw on here, is the ACC officially on life support? If y'all haven't had a chance, go read Ross Dellinger over at Yahoo Sports. I'm gonna make a little best paragraph from this article he wrote about the ACC meetings last week. Two of its most unruly children, Florida State and Clemson, are causing disruptions as they work to leave the family behind. Half dozen, and y'all know that's including us, of their siblings wish they had the resources and the wherewithal to join them. Another group, clinging to their morals and missions, are content nestled quietly in their beds, avoiding trouble at all costs. Angry fists raised towards the misbehaving brethren. I think that sums it up perfectly.
Yeah, and I think the problem with those folks angry with the misbehaving brethren are misplaced, because the ACC dug its own grave.
You damn right it did.
In when we talk about the modern landscape, you can curse ESPN all you want to. That they started it. The other big two conferences playing along, that put them in a precarious spot. But the ACC being inactive after that awful media deal put them in a situation where they can no longer compete.
Right.
So you signed a bad deal, and then you didn't do anything to rectify it when you had the leverage to do so. Those two things are why your conference is not going to exist in the next few years.
Yep. I mean, I'm tired of people that just got money sitting back and just continuing to make money and not making changes. So pay the people who are out here making the money. You know what I'm saying? Stop being greedy. Like you said, you dug your own grave. If you were willing to make changes, we wouldn't continue having to talk about this. The college landscape is changing, and we refuse to change. We being the ACC, and the question was, is it on life support? That plug is somebody's hands on that plug. So it's about to get pulled. It's close.
And Brian, I'm going to go back to what you said. And it was about a year ago that all the shit started coming out with the Pac-12 dying. And you talk about the brands of football out there that the ACC was in a better position to go get, right? Like going to get Colorado, go get Utah, going to get Arizona State, one of those schools, going to get maybe one of those schools in the upper Northwest. The taking was there, right? Like, you can save yourself. Go get these good, passionate fan bases in different parts of the country to bring in more revenue. You get to renegotiate your deal. And they sat there. They sat there
through the loose partnership. Then the Big Ten acted and got USC. And then they kept sitting. And then
tried to go get Oregon or Washington too.
You should have acted before the Big Ten. You waited on the Big Ten to act. You should have acted as soon as you could after that.
Stupid.
And you didn't.
Stupid. That's all I'm gonna say.
Then you got the leavings. You got pretty much everyone that wasn't Wazoo and Oregon State.
Yes.
That's basically what you got. You got the leavings.
And the sad part about what they got is, you take a look, those two fan bases are passionate. They're big public schools, like 25, 35,000 people. They're passionate fan bases. And you go get Stanford and Cal, who are the two least passionate fan bases out there. Least passionate. Yes, you get California and money. But you know what? Ratings and people watching the programs are what's going to make you thrive. And basically, the whole
people need to care. Like, right now, no one cares about the ACC. And I'm thinking about the teams that are in the ACC. I don't think anyone really cares about the ACC anymore.
Yeah, I'm serious. They are
Unserious. There you go.
unserious.
Yeah, so I think that's the biggest problem in when you look at those teams like Wazoo and Oregon State, and like, yeah, they got passionate fan bases, but like, they're not going to be excited about the ACC, just like we weren't excited about their media markets. So
No.
Right.
You effectively had the chance. The chance was the second USC and UCLA went to the Big Ten. You should have went up to that upper Northwest and looked at UW and looked at Oregon and just said, listen, you know it's falling apart. We got Clemson. We got Florida State. We've got some of these other big-name programs on the East Coast. You know you can get eyes on you. But they didn't. They sat there. They did what no business person can do. And we three work for companies. You cannot just sit there and not act. And that's what they did. And therefore, it's going to die. I just hope we land somewhere. I just hope we land where we need to land.
Well, I know we'll land somewhere. We need to land where we need to land, and
we need to land where we need to land.
That's one of the P2s.
We need to go out. We need to go out and win. We need to go out and win.
So
and put it to rest.
Speaking about sitting around and doing nothing, Dabo.
Oh God, do you have the quote? Please tell me you have the quote.
I gotta find the quote, man. I can paraphrase it. Which one do you want me to paraphrase? Because there was two out there that struck a chord, I think.
The one that I want is the portal quote, because the portal quote is the best one, because go look at some of the people that are getting scholarships on that roster.
Hey Curtis, can I tell you, did you know this, that 0 players that were in the transfer portal in the last 3 or 4 cycles are Clemson worthy? That's basically what he fucking said.
That's basically what he said.
And they ain't won no championship.
They've actually gotten worse.
Dabo is being retarded. No, excuse me. Might not need to say that. Dabo is being dumb.
There you go.
Dabo used to have a roster full of Artavius and Deshaun's. Now you want Wheels and Johns. You better go back and get some Deshaun's, boy. Because it's getting a little different looking over there. I knew they was when they got a white running back, I knew it was over.
It was over. They were cooked.
I said it's done over there.
Hold on, Shipley was sick.
Shipley was good. I gotta give him.
Shipley was sick.
He might have been mixed a little bit or something. and I can't take nothing away from Christian McCaffrey.
He needs to run the ancestry.
Christian McCaffrey.
He's got a drop, right?
That boy different right there. But no, Dabo will be on some Dabo shit, man. That's why we cannot lose when they come to the house this year.
We got to make him look ridiculous. Because he says ridiculous stuff, like saying
all the time.
Well, we're all about the transfer portal. Every player we had transfers from high school to college. Motherfucker, you can't be that all shucks, man. What the hell?
All righty, just it's. Hey, listen, better for us because
it's better for us. I mean, if we turn a giant just into a big guy, like that's something.
It's true.
Yeah.
All righty. So before we get to the back half tonight of this episode, we are going to take a break from our digital partners and Main Street Pharmacy.
I can probably save you a lot of money, and I can take a lot better care of you. That's pretty much it. My name is Jeremy Counts, and I'm a pharmacist. I own and operate Main Street Pharmacy here in downtown Blacksburg. My brother's a pharmacist, I'm a pharmacist, my uncle's a pharmacist, my dad's a pharmacist. I remember he would give me M&Ms to count in little pill counters. This is just something I've always done, and I'm just lucky.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Whether it's a movie night or just midday, Skinny Pop is a salty snack that keeps on giving. Made with just 3 simple ingredients for an irresistibly delicious taste and a large serving size that lasts. Deliciously popped, perfectly salted. Skinny Pop, popular for a reason. Shop Skinny Pop now.
That what I know so well is something that I can do and feel good about it and give back to people. Pharmacies are your frontline defense. Pharmacy's job is to make sure you're getting optimal care for the lowest price possible. Also, we take the pressure off of emergency rooms. I'll tell people immediately when they need to go to the doctor, or I'll tell them if they just need a cream over the counter. If there's something that isn't commercially available, if it's something that's not available in a certain strength or a certain form or anything like that, we'll make it. Tailor-made medications. Some of those options save people a lot of money. What motivates me? I get to take care of people and live in Blacksburg. That's all I need.
As we take a quick break, we'd like to tell you about getting your free website report from our digital partner, Grassroots Digital Marketing Studio. They'll tell you how your website ranks on Google, on-site SEO, and social media. No commitment to buy anything. You can get your free report by visiting grassrootsdigitalstudio.com/free-website-report. Now back to the episode.
Up, man. Last week we made an announcement that the Boundary Corner family was growing. One of our members had been on with us a couple weeks prior, Shelton Moss, our new sports analytics guy. Love Sheldon. He's going to be joining us in just a couple weeks and a lot throughout the year. But buddy, we're going to go from a two-man band to a three-man band tonight. And without further ado, we welcome our new co-host, Jonathan Talley. Talley, how are you tonight, sir?
What's going on, guys? What is going on? Doing wonderful tonight, man.
That's the last time we're going to have to bring you on midstream, man. From here on out, we're going to roll it from the gate.
Curtis and Brian had a baby, and that baby looks like me. This is what you got.
This is what we got. The combination. Listen.
The combination, baby.
The combination of Brian Curtis's Tally. Listen, man, it is so awesome to have you now as part of this.
Buddy, we got a full house tonight. How you feeling?
Man, just take a good look at the screen right now, because so few is going to wreak so much havoc on Hokie Nation going forward. Tally, our full-time third co-host. Shelton, our full-time data analytics, sports analytics expert, part-time co-host. The four of us now right here at the Boundary Corner podcast. There we go. Woo! That's what we are, baby. All right. That was just a little over a year ago where we expanded from 2 to 3 and then to 4. And in the last year, it has been a ride, man. I tell you what, Tally, still so happy that you were part of this, gotten to know you even better. Got to meet you. We text all the time. We talk all the time. We were on a call today just chatting about what we're going to do tonight. And it's awesome, man. And Sheldon's out there. Sheldon's working, by the way. He will be back with us at some point over the next few weeks.
The hardest working man in BCP. Sheldon Moss.
Yes, he is. But, man, it's been so awesome this last year plus. And having all y'all, and I'm so glad both of y'all chose to come and be part of this stuff, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a great ride, man. It's only getting better. You know, we just get on here and have fun. We just get on here and do what we've been doing for years. We just share it with the world. You know, we just find new family members every week. You know what I'm saying? We're so thankful for everybody who tunes in. You guys spend time with us. I mean, I get so many calls and texts and, messages and things like that of people who's at the job, listening to the podcast. And of course, we love when you guys get on live and we're able to have some interaction with you. Even if you are a Miami fan, we still love you. We ain't gonna hold it against you. But, honestly, man, it's been a wonderful ride. To think, like, for me being nervous and scared to step out to do something new, for these guys pushing me to say, hey, come join us and we'll make it work. And it's been nothing but love since I've been here, man. I'm just, full of joy and excited for what we've accomplished in the past year, the growth that we've seen. And I mean, that's just getting started. Like we got a long way to go. We got a lot of stuff that's still out there for BCP.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing our thing. We're gonna keep growing, and it's gonna be a lovely thing to watch, and it's been an awesome year plus having you and Shelton on board, man. It's been amazing watching how that was the catalyst for a lot of the growth we've seen in the last year.
Right.
And just appreciative of what you bring to the table and everything that you do for the show, man. It's been a blessing.
Definitely.
It has. Now, what we're doing tonight in the second half here is just a little retrospective of a lot of our conversations with coaches, players, media members, friends. You know, Mike and David, Robbie, people that have been on, friends. It's always great to have. And believe it or not, it was a year ago tomorrow, I think, right, Brian? It was May 22nd. Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
Something I think we probably all three never thought we'd do. We sat down on a Zoom call and interviewed the head coach of Virginia Tech Hokies.
Yeah.
He gave us damn near an hour.
Yeah.
All the questions. And it's just, I know it was one of those surreal moments, right? It was just like, that's the coach. Like, that is the leader of the team we follow. He's giving us time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And, you know, also,
I mean, one of the biggest things for me, man, is like just me being a fan, and I mean that's great. Don't get me wrong, Coach. Being able to talk to Coach Pride, the leader of the program that we love and we follow, was great. But to have Kyron come on the show, and
yes,
like I said, man, like for me being in the position that I was in with my son being hurt, and Kyron before the show saying, "Hey, man, I know your son's hurt. Just tell him to hang in there," and having that conversation, he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like to have people, to have a family that extends beyond your reach, that's sending prayers up for your family, is what this is about. It's what this community is about. You know, his dad, his family, praying for my family, and all of us being family. Like just stuff like that is why I'm so excited about being a part of this community and being able to be, you know, a part of this podcast. I mean, you meeting Michael Vick was great, you know, meeting Prize great. All of this stuff is wonderful, but things like that, man, it's priceless. You can't put a number on that. You know what I mean? So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, you said it, Tally, like community is the big thing, right? So like, you know, when we go to Blacksburg, when me and Curtis went out to the Tailgate Tour, like just interacting with people that love Hokie Nation, love the same things that we do, and appreciate the things that we're bringing to the table from a content perspective, and just sharing in that love has been incredible.
Yep.
You know, between, you know, Tally, me and you going down and doing the pregame show last year, doing the pregame show again this year with those boys. I mean, you know, what the opportunities that we've had because of this to grow that community and be a part of that has been, I think, the biggest blessing of this whole thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
1,000%. All right, so let's do some retrospective, boys. Let's go look at some clips over the last year plus and our interviews with Coach Pry. Some stuff just us, some stuff with some of the players. And let's start with this one, Brian. This was with Coach Pry last year, and the message that he sent when it talked about getting to know the players.
It's a big area of emphasis, and I think in year one it's hard to know enough about each guy. You hadn't been around them enough.
Yep.
You know, and that's on the field, that's off the field, that's all of it. So when you have a whole cycle with them, and you just feel a little better about what you know, and you can work on things. So I think we did a good job there, much better job, myself and the staff. And then the additional piece is just, you know, really being the best head coach I can be.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Instead of spending half my time back in the defensive room, I was able to spend a bunch of time right here at this desk doing head coaching duty.
And so that was Coach Pry talking about that year one to year two transition. And both of you guys played collegiate football, and I want to get kind of your take on that, because the way he talked about it is, I came in December. I got like 5 months to know these kids. They're and he mentions that. What does that say to y'all? Not only him as a coach, but like maybe what we saw last year.
I'll let Brian start.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is that, he is big on relationships, right? Mm-hmm. So needing to establish that relationship, I think, was big for him. And I think coming in, and I don't think Proud was ever going to be a guy that was Dion style coming in and like, I'm going to clear house, I'm going to bring in all my guys. He was going to establish relationships with who was there, get to know those guys, figure out what their strengths were, what their weaknesses were, and then make evaluations based on that, given his honest perspective and not just whatever the knee-jerk reaction was in those first few weeks together, right? So I think that's where it probably plays into the most, is that relationship building, and those relationships take time. But, I think we saw going into last year and kind of after the adversity of the first month, like they started to fully buy in to that piece of it. And, that's a tight-knit group now. And I think it all started back in that groundwork that was laid in year one.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of the same thing I was thinking, as far as, like you said, relationships. It's, honestly, man, I didn't know much about Pryor when he got the job. I went by Robbie talking to us, people that I trust, Robbie, Dwight, Vic, you know what I'm saying? Telling us what kind of person they are, how they would come in, things they would do, how they would be able to recruit. And he's been true to who he is and true to his word. It's like he's been big on the relationship aspect of it. And when he came in, like Brian said, he was real careful with the evaluations of kids and families and positions, like you don't have that much, because we've had a lot of turnover because we had to raise that floor. You know what I'm saying? We had to raise the floor and raise the ceiling. So you don't have as much turnover as we had with no bad press unless somebody's doing something right. He's the head man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he would come in and be a flash in the pan type person. Oh, he came in and he had this great recruiting class and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? I want to win, but I'd much rather see this constant growth that he's doing. It just seems to be building and getting better and getting better. So I've been excited, man. I keep going back to the shirt they had. That was what was the shirt? It was 3-7 and then 3-7 and then question mark. Like,
I want one of those shirts.
I want one of them shirts.
Those shirts are sick.
Yeah, that just kind of defines what I think about how he's came in and what he's been able to do. So it's been a fun ride to watch.
It has. I think that's mentality. And I think what he was talking about there with us is, I want to get to know him, what makes you tick, what makes you work hard, what makes you be the best, what makes you learn. And Tally, you mentioned something, because you don't want to flash in the pan, because we, fortunately, for pretty much the first 25 years of our fandom, we didn't know what the hell a bad season was. Bad season was winning 8 or 9 games. Like, it was 10, 11. We're going to go to championship games. We're going to win championships. We're going to go to big bowl games. So when you say flash in the pan, Sheldon, y'all know he's our numbers guy. He popped up something last year talking about year 2 versus year 1. And I think it resonates a little bit. You kind of correlate, probably building those relationships, and then what you see right here.
What I found was that year 1 for a new head coach in Power 5, was not really predictive of how well their hire was going to turn out. But year 2 was extremely predictive. So when we talk about, new hires and rebuilding and, how well they do in year 1, year 2, you look at Mike Elko at Duke or Deion Sanders at Colorado, really it's year 2. That's kind of like the make or break. If you're not successful in year 2, it's not going to work out. If you are, you need to be at least steadily improving. And I think year 3 is where most coaches would say, that's where you kind of need to get the ball rolling. And I think Tech has a really prime opportunity to do that this next season.
So I love that when he brought that up, that he brought the data up about, don't look at year 1, because year 1 is so much of who the other guy had. What was there already, and so many people can take what's there, and that's the whole what is it? The whole make a meal out of chicken shit, something like that. I know I'm screwing up that phrase. There
chicken
you go.
Salad out of chicken shit.
Chicken salad out of chicken shit. A lot of people can do that. It's that constant, like you say, Tally, the growth, the building, because that's what is sustainable. That is what Frank Beamer was.
Yep, I gotta give Sheldon a shout out, man. I love that kid, man. I go back sometimes and look at some of his stuff because sometimes he gets to talking and he's too smart. Like he's way smarter than I am, so I don't pay attention when he's saying it. I just know that it's probably right. You know what I mean? But I'll go back and I'll rewatch something months later, or like I did today, I'll go back and I'll look at some clips. Him and Pete, both of them too. I'll go back and watch something they said from like a year ago, and I'm like, damn, they was right. You know what I'm saying? Or they was on the right path. Like Sheldon does that a lot. So if y'all are like me and you ain't paying attention when Sheldon talks, get in the corner and go listen to some of his analytics when he's spitting them. Because the boy is on point a lot of times.
100%. And I'm going to lead into the next. This is another Shelton because we talked, and I can't remember this one was, Brian. I think this was during March.
This
wrote
was
the days down. Oh, my mistake.
Yeah, this was leading up to the spring game.
Leading to the spring game, so we've already kind of got everybody locked in of who's going to be here for next year. And Sheldon wanted to focus on the defensive line and some numbers. Anything on the defensive ends?
Not really, honestly. I mean, I like the continuity there. I think I'm trying to refresh my brain a little bit. I mean, you got most of the guys returning. I think it'll be a pretty solid unit. I know that trying to think. I believe it was Bill Connolly who said that returning production on the defensive line is actually more important than returning production at other positions. So if you have continuity there, I mean, you're really set there. So I think the amount of returning production that Tech has there is going to bode pretty well. So I'm excited to see how it turns out.
And I know Shelton was looking at people's information. He was looking at APR, Fuga, Cole. Knowing him, he probably somehow wrangled his way into getting Kamari Copeland's information in there. But that defensive line, it's not a rebuild. I look at that interior, y'all. That interior isn't rebuilt. That interior is it's basically, to me, it's upgraded. And I love the guys that left, like Kendricks and Pollard, but I think it's upgraded.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it's two things. I think the overall level has come up just a little bit, but I think depth is the biggest thing. I mean, you're talking about potentially, Fuga being the fourth or fifth guy in this crew now, where he kind of started last season as kind of that 2 or 3, right? So things have kind of flipped a little bit, and the depth has gotten better. I think the ceiling has gotten higher, and I think those are two really important things that you want to see at a defensive line.
Competition. You just keep seeing competition. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been, one guy, or man, I don't want nobody to go down, but man, if he go down, I don't know what we're gonna do. When you got 4 and 5 guys and 2 and 3 guys that can not have much of a drop off, then you start building a roster.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? So I start seeing somebody come out with, Virginia Tech has this many blue chips and stuff. I said, I'm not even looking at it yet because I don't even want to get that excited. I can't remember who released that. But I'm saying to think about where we were in
100%.
2019, 2020. You know what I'm saying? To now, like it's amazing, man. It's amazing. It's great to watch, and I'm so excited for football season.
By the way, you know who else is excited about this defensive line? J.C. Price.
Yeah, he should be. He should be. JC probably drunk right now, eating some chicken wings, thinking about what's gonna happen during football season.
Just watching tape and
Just watching
See,
tape.
like, man, I got all this to eat with this year.
I got all these studs. Let's hear what JC did have to say back in the winter when we talked to him.
There was definitely a need to go out and get some guys who played a lot of ball. And how blessed are we to get Aeneas Peoples, man? I mean, you talk about a guy who can go. Proven player in the ACC, all conference. I mean, golly, man, I pinch myself every day. I couldn't wait to get him on campus and lock him in. I just was pinching myself every day. Cheetah did a great job with the prior relationship with the family, and he helped recruit him to Duke to begin with.
Yep.
And there was pressure on him to return to Duke, and he stuck true to his word. And man, he's on campus right now, lighting it up. Kelvin Gillian, the Highland Springs guy. I couldn't actually recruit him when he came out because I was at Marshall, so he was a little bit out of my range when I was at Marshall. But a little disappointed he didn't go to Tech to begin with, but he chose to go to Oklahoma, and I think it's going to be a really good deal for him.
Man's excited.
He's pumped, man. He's pumped.
He's
excited, and he should be. He should be excited.
I mean, like he said, you listen to what he's saying. Like, he was at Marshall. No disrespect to Marshall. I mean, they whipped our ass last year, but he couldn't recruit certain types of players. When he was at Marshall, and even when he got here, like, he had to raise it to be able to go, okay, now I want you. Now I want you. I can put these people together. You know what I'm saying? To go get a Curtis Perry.
Yeah.
To go get, Aeneas Peoples. To pair them with APR. Like, some high-level names right there. Gillian,
damn right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, hell, from what he's already been doing, what he's built with, some of the guys that he's worked with in the past, it's like, what is he going to do with these guys? You know what I'm saying? Pretty much you're thinking, how high in the draft can we get? That's what you want out of some of the names that you got on the defensive line. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, all these guys, I think the common thread across of it is these guys are disruptive. They disrupt the lanes. They disrupt the rush lanes. They get after the passer. I would not want to be a quarterback in the ACC this year. Because it's going to be Hokies coming at you from every part of that defensive line.
It's true. It's very true.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to flip it just a little different with the next little conversation here, because just about a month ago, we got to talk to Darius Payne, and he talked about his journey. Defensive lineman, and he talked about his experience at JUCO. And for y'all who didn't see it, he was a pleasure to talk with, an absolute pleasure to talk with that night. Yep. Signed with the Texans, he'll be down there working, hopefully make some happen. But just to hear his journey right here about the JUCO and what it did for him. Feel that going to a JUCO helped with your development coming out of high school?
I feel like JUCO really helped me fundamental-wise. Like, Coach Duda, he's a very well-known coach in the JUCO world and in the football world in general. Like, if I go somewhere and I say I was at Lackawanna under Coach Duda, they say, yeah, we know who that is. And him being the D-line coach and the head coach, he started at ground one and was really building it up. And we didn't have what probably any division have. Like, we I don't even think it's led, if I'm be honest, but the stuff we did was very good. That I believe it helped me a lot.
So not always do you have to be the highest product to come out. Go somewhere, develop yourself. And that's what it takes sometimes. And I think right now with what we've got going on with this staff is right now there's no stone unturned. They went to two HBCUs, found guys and brought them on. They popped. They went and found Division I guys. They popped. They went to CUSA and found it. They went to basically a guy who went through a JUCO and they found it.
Yep. And I think that's the big thing. And we've always talked about the relationship piece, but that's where those things start, because the relationship with Pry and Lackawanna, right? There's a trust there. There was a relationship there, but also Pry having a relationship with Payne when he was first getting recruited before he went to Nebraska, and being able to use that relationship to create a situation that was good for Darius and good for the Hokies, right? So, when Darius was talking about committing, he was like, yeah, it didn't take me a whole lot to commit. I knew what Pride was about. That relationship was already there. So, when we talk about going to all these different corners and turning those stones, he's turning those stones, and he has the ability to do that because of that relationship building, whether it's with the coaching staff there, whether it's with players that, he had recruited previously. Those relationships matters, and those relationships are paying off. And a school like Virginia Tech that is competitive in NIL, but is never going to be the best of the best in NIL, you got to have those relationships.
Damn right.
Yeah, definitely. And man, it's always something about like a JUCO kid that's just a little bit different, like bite to him. Y'all remember who was it? What's his name? Deshaun Crawford? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crawford,
played Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah. So even when he came to Virginia Tech, I ain't saying like his numbers was amazing or he just lit it up so much, but he just had a little bit different umph to him. You know what I'm saying? If you'll watch some of the games that he played, like the JUCO kids, man, they just got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder a lot of times. So don't discount them. You know what I mean? Don't discount them at all. Even like Jeremy Webb, even though we didn't get to see what he had with us because he had injuries, but he got when he went to Kansas, right?
Looked good.
And yeah, he looked good. So
hey, Gerard Evans.
The GOAT.
Y'all know one that's never talked about, but you always got to remember it. Corey Moore.
Yep.
Corey Moore's a JUCO guy. He played at one of the JUCOs in Tennessee, and
sure did. I didn't even think about that.
All he did 25 years ago was bring every single defensive player of the year hardware home. So it's crazy. So we talk about JUCOs and how they get there, and Tally's talking about the dogs. Don't leave it unturned. They didn't leave one unturned. Virginia Beach kid goes out to Iowa, and back in our conversation on Matei Sis talking about Kamari Copeland.
Question. I think a lot of people will jump and say Kamari Copeland just because he played at Iowa Western Community College. Like you look at him like I don't know if you guys have seen like those videos.
Oh, I have.
He is unbelievable. Like he's absolutely unbelievable. He's got that mean streak in him, but he's also the kindest guy you'll ever meet. Like he loves Virginia Tech. That guy is a mauler. And super strong. I think, he'll fit in the 2 deep at the very least. I think he could play right away.
So, again, there it is. No stone left unturned. And as I kind of pivot on what we're going to show next is when this offseason came and Pollard and Kendricks and Payne were gone, we sat here, man, like,
what we gonna do?
What we gonna do in defensive tackle? I like Josh Fuga. He's a solid player, and it doesn't look like anybody's behind him ready.
Right.
What do we do? Yeah. Well, y'all, we talked with a year ago. We talked with Coach Pry, and he addressed some weaknesses. And he addressed what do they do? What does he talk about when he's talking about that?
It being your first year, then this being your second year. Were there any particular areas of focus that you kind of inputted this year or focused on this year more than last year?
Yeah, I think this. I think it still gets back to identifying the weaknesses with each guy on your roster, and that could be the best player on the team. It could be number 125, but you have to be able to identify those weaknesses, and then talk to those guys about it.
And I'm sure in that defensive tackle room, after the season was over, some hard conversations were had.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you're thinking about looking forward to this year, and you're already working, and you're like, okay, Kyron's coming back. This guy's coming back. They've talked this guy into coming back. Okay, we've got this intact. We know where we were weak in. Again, we've identified where we're weak at. What are we going to do about it?
Yep.
Probably first thing he did was talk with those players. He thought, okay, I'm up next.
Yep. And probably went into that, man. And he told him a pretty big line, and let's hear it from his mouth right here.
Damn right he did.
It's my job as the head coach to make this the most competitive roster in the country. That's my job. If I'm not doing that, I'm failing everybody in here. We all want to win a championship.
Yep.
The fans, the administration, the staff, the families, the players, the lettermen. So to do that, the roster has to be as competitive as we can be. I tell them, I told them, I'm bringing somebody in to take your job. That's what I'm doing. So you better be on your toes.
That's as real as it gets.
So they understand things. They understand the climate of things.
That still might be the best soundbite from that interview. That interview that we did that day. He was just straight up. And it's not even a joke, because you look at what we're doing, not only there, all over the place. We were an improving roster last year, and we said, well, there's struggles on certain parts, and next thing you know, we're going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly, he is who he is. Until he shows me anything different, again, I got to give Dwight his shout out. Dwight, me and him have had many conversations off, just me and him talking, and things he's told me and stories he's told me, and Pry has lived up to everything he said and everything he is, as far as what kind of person he is, what kind of man he is. And like you said, I mean, that's reflecting on this past year, looking at the things we've done here at BCP and the people that we've had here. Of course, Coach Pry was here. To hear that sound bite, that's powerful, man. Like, he told us that. He told that to Hokie Nation. He told that to everybody. Some coaches would just say, "Well, I don't want to say that to everybody. I just want to have that behind closed doors or something." He said, "Hey, I'm telling everybody, we are trying to be the most competitive roster that's out there. I'm bringing somebody in to take your job. It is what it is." I mean, that's big boy football. That's big boy sports in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At some point, you got to understand, if you want to get to where you got to go, you got to get better. So either you got to get better, or I got to bring in somebody else that's going to get us better.
Or they might make you better.
Exactly. One of the two.
Thinking about it's just crazy to me to think like where we come from, and no disrespect to anybody who's underrated or unranked, because look at Dorian Strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't build a roster of all Dorian Strongs. You got to have some can't misses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially when they're close to, they're in your recruiting footprint. Look at our wide receiver room. You know what I'm saying? You go to HBCU and you get DeQuan Felton, who's going to be a monster. We're going to go ahead and call NFL. You know what I'm saying? You go get Jay Lane, who even before he got here, we was already calling NFL. Mm-hmm. And what do you do? How do you follow that up? You go into high school and you recruit Brody Adams, stud. You go recruit Chance Wiggins, stud. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Aiden Green waiting in the wings. It's like, what are they going to do? They're going to compete to get on the field. You know what I'm saying? So that is crazy to me, just to think of where we came from and the recruiting. Robbie's an idiot. He fofos, he tipping. Wood grain, he gripping. We got to go ahead and keep it. He's not been in that fofo for a long time. So
if he's going to change it this offseason, it ain't happening.
We just got to go ahead and let him ride it. I'm scared for him to change it. Shit, he got to stay
at this point, it's bad luck to change it.
It's bad. Hey, just keep doing what you're doing, man. NFL him.
There you go. All right. So talking back to about what we talking about, make the competitive roster. One of the big moves this all season, because y'all two talked about it a lot on the defensive side of the ball, not having a Mike linebacker. They didn't rest on their laurels. They went and told those guys in that middle linebacker room, we're bringing somebody in to take your job. And back in April, we had a chance to sit down with David Cunningham from Tech Sideline and Mike McDaniel, the man who was on 6,000 Hokie podcasts, including the Hokie Hangover. We talked about the linebacker depth and Sam Brumfield.
Not that Jenkins is back too. Like this is a you add Brumfield and Jenkins together. If Virginia Tech can kind of get some things straightened out there at will, I think the Hokies will be in good shape there. You got Gabe Williams coming in. I think the depth is starting to develop there, assuming they can stay healthy.
Yep.
Go ahead, Tyler.
No, I was just saying, I mean, David kind of hit the nail on the head when he's talking about the depth piece of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of years we may have, man, it's going to be a good year. And then it's football. This guy gets hurt. And then you get somebody put in behind him that's just a total drop-off from who that first line of defense is.
And the honest truth is, we talk about depth, and Tally even mentioned it tonight. It's the depth. We're getting that depth where you're not worried anymore. And Brian, you were mentioning about Spencer earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about his skill set, and a guy like that can come in for you. We had a big question mark. Who's going to be your nickel back? Who's going to be kind of that third or fourth safety in the rotation? That kind of answers some of your questions there. And that's another guy that can also slide in, play some star, potentially play some will. He's got that type of build. He's got that type of skill set. So having that position flexibility, helping in those depth areas, that's going to pay big dividends because, especially a safety position where, you're one hit that's 2 inches higher than you planned it to be from being out for the rest of the game. So this isn't even just a injury issue, right? It's this is a targeting situation too. I mean, we got burned a couple times last year, and that was a position of concern last year. I feel pretty good about it this year in terms of some of the young guys stepping up and some of the more veteran guys, but getting another extra piece that's had some collegiate experience, that has been on the field for a Power 5 team. That's gonna help us build that depth and continue to put offenses behind the 8 ball more consistently.
Agreed. We're going from transfers from Alabama and Miami. We're going from transfers from Gardner-Webb to Alabama and Miami. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Big steps up. Well, we've been talking a lot of defense, the first parts here, but we got to sit down about 30 minutes and talk with Tyler Bowen. And first of all, that guy's smart when it comes to the offense. You can tell just by his conversation with us if you haven't seen him talk elsewhere. But talking about tightening it up. Let's tighten it up.
That we were coaching. How can we coach this better? How can we make it simpler to install? So we're looking at all that. And what I see, there's just so many areas that we just need to tighten up, right? We're obviously going to evolve from a scheme standpoint. There were some good plays as the season unfolded, but if we can just tighten everything up, if we can understand a little bit more of the why behind what we're doing, if we can get our hat 6 inches over on an outside run, if we can hit those landmarks, there's a lot more yards and a lot more points to go on the field. And again, I'll tie that right back into the thing we started with. That's the beauty of phase 1, right? It's about those things. It's about the first step. It's about not false stepping. It's about the drive off the ball, the release against outside leverage press, right?
Release against outside leverage press. God, Jesus, what a football saying right there, boys.
Man, you can listen to him talk for a while. Like I need to get a chalk talk with just Coach Tebow, a grease board. Let's draw some things up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the why. Let's talk about the technique we need to deploy to get that job done. Let's do that for a couple hours. That sounds like a good time to me, man. But no, what he's also talking about, he's talking about shoring up those fundamentals, making sure that you're not forgetting about the fundamentals as you continue to build upon the offensive philosophies that he's installing. And this goes back to kind of how the team is the makeup of the team, right? So you can start to polish those fundamentals and you can start to install some of those new things because of the continuity that we're going to see in this offense this year, right? Because we got a whole lot of guys coming back on the offensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
By my count, everybody but our second tight end.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I'm excited. Robbie said he coaching wide receivers. I don't know how that's gonna go.
Robbie, you gotta get a video of that, please.
Please.
But I think overall, when you hear that, it's not to. He talked about that. Remember that episode is down to the studs. We gotta take it down, which is right. But then he got to that point is like tightening it up because what he's telling you there, because to Brian's point, a lot of guys are returning. We don't need a makeover. That was last year. We just got to tighten up those little things and do just the little things, be better just a little bit more. Because if we better just a little bit more, it goes a lot longer. And to that point, when we spoke with Kyron Drones back in the winter, talks about those guys coming back, talks about what a situation we have on our hands this year.
Love hearing you kind of stepping up with a leadership role from that perspective and getting guys on board and saying, all right, we got some unfinished business. And the better we come back and do it next year, the more that kind of raises everybody's ship for the future, right?
Yeah, it's basically a win-win situation for everybody. Virginia Tech win games, you get seen, you get to the goal you want to be in the league, and that's where everybody want to go in college football. So it's a win-win situation.
I love it when a plan comes together.
A win-win.
A win-win.
It's a win-win. Virginia Tech win games. You get to get seen, and I get to meet Kevin and the boys in Nashville.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins in that situation. And again, and with all those guys coming back, just tighten it up a little. Just tighten it up a little. Tighten it up a little. It ain't going to be a lot of teams that can do anything with this Hokies roster this year.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be tough.
Man,
if we show up and we play consistently, if we consistently play to anywhere near our capability every week, it's going to be trouble because there's dudes all over the place at the skill positions.
I'm already talking shit, man. I ain't saying no ifs. I'm saying when we get out here and do what we going to do. Fuck that if shit. I done went through too many years. Even when we were sorry, I was still talking shit. So when I know we gonna be good,
we got some juice.
We got some juice, man. Hey, we got QB1. We got QB1 in the building. We good to go. It's gonna be a fun ride this year. I'm telling y'all, if you following me and you don't like cussing,
buckle up.
You don't want to hear no shit talking. Hey, I done took a little hiatus from X, Twitter, whatever it's called, because I done had some stuff going on in my normal life, good stuff. But when football come around, y'all gonna have to put me on mute. I'm telling you right now.
We ain't putting you on mute. I'm retweeting everything you put out.
Not y'all two. I'm talking about the people that's watching. The UVA fans, my boys. Ike, shout out to Ike, shout out to DJ, OG. Y'all gonna have to put me on mute, man. I'm telling you right now, y'all gonna hate me. It's old Twitter coming back, baby.
Ooh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Yes,
because
sir.
you know why? Because winning matters.
Yeah,
because winning matters.
Yes, sir.
And then, motherfucker like me, you ain't even. I want to win, but you just got to give me a sliver of hope for me to start talking crazy.
I think winning games is very important. Obviously, that's the ultimate. On the field, that's the ultimate goal, right? But at the same time, I think the belief in the way we're doing things, I think the belief in how people are treated, I think the belief in the experience is all important too. I'm not going to sit here and say guys are going to be happy winning 3 games because they're not. Nobody is. But as long as everybody feels like we're going in the right direction, we're doing the right things, there's improvements, that's what I hope for. And I think that's what's really important right now with where we're at as a program.
Tally, say what you were saying, man. We pressed the button too soon.
You did it right. You had to slow me down. I'm going to say this. Curtis, 3-7 ? I want you to fill in the question mark.
Oh, it's too early, man. I gotta save that content for
Brian. 3, 7.
August.
Billy Bob said it the best. 10, a fucking 10.
You're going 10.
I was gonna say 10 too.
Hold on. See, I'm holding it because I was bullish at 8 last year. I was the only one that put that number out there.
Yeah, you was.
I was the only one. Yeah. And I still attest if Kyron Drone starts game 1, we hit 8, if not 9 wins.
Yeah, you was. You said it.
I said 8.
Yep.
And people thought I was nuts.
I was on 6. You said it.
8. And I still feel confident. You just wait till August, Tally, and I'm gonna get quite a few of these in me. It ain't no telling what's gonna come out of my lips.
Hey man, when we talk about winning, you gotta start with the fundamentals, and you gotta start with what the guys need to improve and what they need to work on. And the big thing that we're always preaching is competition, right? Coach Price preaching it, and we had Coach Tyler Bowen on. We already talked to him a little bit about the X's and O's, but here he's talking a little bit about kind of how that competition plays into what they do from an evaluation standpoint. What is that emphasis that Coach Fry has on competition? What can you kind of see from that, from these winter workouts and those hunger drills?
Yeah, it's awesome, right? That's a fundamental for our program. It's pretty neat, right? Every drill is competitive. So when we're running that agility circuit or whatever we're doing, there's a matchup, right? So they all have an individual matchup, and then there's individual group and team competitions at the end. So, putting them in a mindset to compete, that's a big piece of it. It's not just when you hit the grass, you got to have a mindset to win at all times. And I think we're able to build that in our hunger drills in phase 1.
It's the mindset, right? We've been talking about it all night. It's a mindset of competing, and it's that whole thing. I feel like I don't think he said it to us, but Price said it before. You do not want the taste of loss, whether it be a tire pulling drill, a foot race, the spring game, playing cards together, playing a board game, or getting on the field.
Yep.
And to me, it clicked. I think that, Tally, you mentioned the Marshall game. I think what we saw happen after the Marshall game, I think it clicked. I think finally that taste just hit wrong, because that day we should have won. Should have won by a lot. And I'm sure it was probably, what's that taste like? You outplayed them. You ran over top of them. They made a couple good ones. They made a couple good plays.
Yep.
And they beat you.
They took advantage of your mistakes, even though you played play to play, ran over them pretty good. But they took advantage of the mistakes, and they got in the end zone when it mattered.
Yeah.
You got to be competitive every rep. Every rep matters. And that's what this is talking about with the hunger drills. Every rep matters. That's what's talking about with the competition during winter workouts and at practice. Every rep matters. You got to be, if you want to win a game, there's a whole lot of plays that it takes to add up to that. You can't be taking reps off. You can't be taking plays off, or that might be the time when the team gets that upper hand on you. And it doesn't matter whether it's Marshall or whether it's Clemson or whether it's Miami, whoever it is on any given day, if you're not winning every rep and you're letting plays go that you didn't give your best effort, it can go the wrong way. You got to get tired of losing, but you also, this season, you got to handle what it feels like to have expectations on you too. You can't just, because people are telling you that you're good, you just show up and think that that's going to be good enough. You still got to compete every rep.
Yep, got to go win it. You got to go beat these teams that you can't look at nothing like, this is a big game. We the big game. You just got to go play. We the big game. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm going to tell you this. I talked to David Cutcliffe this week, which was crazy. Like, I work for a pest control company. I do inside sales for a pest control company, and I get a lead that I need to call one of our customers. And that customer was David Cutcliffe. And I'm like, David Cutcliffe, it ain't nobody in the world with the name Cutcliffe. Hey, man, It was a guy that coached Duke with the same name as you. He's like, yeah, that's me. So I sit there and talked for like 30 minutes about Blacksburg and Frank Beamer, because him and Frank's really good friends, his words. And he talked about the atmosphere at Virginia Tech. He was like, I don't know how many games you get to go to. He was like, but it's nothing like going to Blacksburg. He was like, I was so amped to play Frank every time we played because I wanted to win in that atmosphere. We the big game. Like, you going to get everybody's best, so you got to go win. You can't worry about the expectations. You can't worry. Like, we got to go win. And this is a good year to put it to the test, man. I'm over the moon. I'm ready to start talking crazy. If we win, let me see. I don't even want to put a number on it yet. I'm gonna put a number. If we get in the double, I have no tattoos, no piercings. If we win double-digit games this year, I'm getting a tattoo.
All right.
I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but I'm gonna get a
Sally,
tattoo.
we get matching tattoos.
Oh gosh.
Hey, we might let y'all pick. We might run a poll. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'm telling you right now. Put what Thomas said, 15-0.
Bring it.
Hey man. If we 15-0, everybody getting tattoos.
Everybody getting tattoos. I get a tattoo if we 15-0. Because I ain't got one on my body either.
I got no tattoo. I'm super scared of needles. I hate needles.
I got the one. I got one in the oven though. I got one coming.
You got one coming. All right. Well, Tally's saying you're gonna have two coming by.
Apparently, I got two coming. Let's do it.
You got two coming. We get double digit. Hey, I'm going up in there.
All right, boys. So the last clip we got here was with Kyron, and it was us talking a little bit. There you go. That's what y'all need to get right there.
What? I missed it. What was it?
Robbie getting trying to get us in trouble, man.
Get your Hokie tracks tramp stamps on your backs.
Lord have mercy.
That might be a cool, not on the tramp stamp.
That's a wild first tattoo for somebody.
A very wild first tattoo.
I want to play this clip from Kyron when we talk to him, because it just play it, Brian, and we can come back and talk about it, because this hit.
Yeah, we appreciate you giving us the feeling that we get like we're back when, these guys in here were, 17, 18, 19, 20, the feeling of those teams that we had back then, like watching you out there, it's that very same feeling. So we appreciate that about you.
I'm just trying to keep it going.
You took us back, man. You really did. What y'all did the back half of the season took these guys back. I'm 40, Brian's 39, Tally's 38. So you do the math. Vic, Tyrod, Brian Randall. I mean, I'm sure you see those names all the time in the center. You took us back last year, and I mean, we went to games like when we were younger. I mean, we were wild, we were crazy, we did stupid stuff. I mean, there's things that we've done, but when you have that feeling and the brain comes back, it's like, this is the way it was. This is the way it was. This is the way it should be. I listened to that clip 4 times today, because Tally, the way you're feeling is the way it should be, and it's the way it was every football season. It's the way it was every off season for pretty much our entire lives until these last about 8 years. Because you remember, I mean, think about it. I mean, and again, I say it and I reiterate it, what they did in the back half of the season last year, that's the way it felt. Like when the Syracuse game, watching that game and just knocking the shit out of the quarterback and just at will scoring. We're going to score again. We're going to score again. The UVA game, just we aren't going to quit scoring on you.
50 burger, baby.
Yeah.
Then we're going to run one back on special teams and go celebrate on the hill.
So I got to hit on this right quick just because Robbie put it on there. So you know what's crazy though? 44 really was my favorite number growing up. So even if you look at my Twitter handle is Taliban's
44. Yeah.
So my number was 44, but when I got to high school football, when I was in 9th grade, the tight end that was ahead of me was 44. So they was like, oh, you got to take 47. So the road that I lived on, I lived off of Highway 47. So I just started rocking 47. But no, I like the number 44. I just didn't like it on my cornerback. But when he hits All-American status, I got to just shut up and let him do what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? When he has the kind of year he had last year, it's like, okay, well, if you want to wear 44, you wear
whatever you want, man.
Just wear whatever number you want.
Yeah, and I like I said, I love hearing that from Kyron. Like, and I love thinking about kind of where we've come in the last couple years, and especially the back half of last year. It's not the constant feel of when's the other shoe gonna drop, right? I feel like every offseason for a good while. All right, even if it was a good offseason, you always had that dread, like, when's the shoe going to drop? And it dropped just about every offseason, right? Like whether we got all the way to the preseason and we get an SI article, or we worried about turkey bacon and all sorts of stuff. And I mean, we can talk about the other stuff too that was a little more concerning than that. I mean, it's nice to have to feel like your team is ran competently.
Yep. And it's also, like you said, the team is ran competently, and also it's great to have star power. You know what I'm saying? When I look back over us interviewing some of these kids, man, how, they come on and they're very professional, but then when you look at like Kyron, when we're interviewing him, he's got all the makings to be a star. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows how to speak to the public. He knows how to act when he's in public. He looks the part. You know what I'm saying? He's just a phenomenal talent. It takes me back to those days when we was watching David Wilson. You know what I'm saying? It takes me back to the days when we were watching David Wilson on ESPN, and they're following him around driving his old school car and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, we ain't been able to see stuff like that around Virginia Tech in a long time, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when Gerard was there and he was doing his thing, like, we didn't get to see a whole bunch of Gerard. We didn't get to see a lot of interviews with Gerard and stuff like that.
It's changing.
That's because the door was closed on the program.
Right. So
the door was closed on a program where it was some of the most loyal fans in the country.
Right.
And that door, December 2021, it was kicked back open.
And to the fans' credit, we never stopped banging at that door.
No, we didn't. No, it didn't. And again, it's the feeling. It's the feeling. It's the feeling. That's what you want. I do not know what else we have tonight, Brian, because I feel like I'm off. Is there anything else I missed?
I think we got everything, man. That's everything we got planned. Unless you see something pop up somewhere that we want to talk about, I don't mind taking another 5 or 10 minutes and hashing out anything that's come up.
Has some come up? Did you say that because you saw something? Or
no, I didn't see. I was asking you if you saw something.
I try, but I mean,
we got to put this in there because every time we talk about David Wilson.
Yeah.
You gave that poor man PTSD to Tally talking about David Wilson. All he did was ever see is David Wilson running by the sideline in high school.
For real.
Not played him 3 times. 3 times, Robbie? 4 times. It's like every time he went 200. Just there he goes. Somebody catch him.
All right, see you later. All right.
Yeah, I do not see anything else, bro. The only thing I saw was I looked at the score. The Celtics were down 3 with 8 seconds left, and they won by 6 in overtime. I don't know what happened there.
I don't either. I hate the Celtics. I didn't want them to win, but it happened. Virginia Tech baseball lost. I seen that. Played a great Duke team, though. Duke's a good baseball team. So
what was the final on that? You were watching that before.
I think it was 11-8. 11-8, 11-7, one of those.
Yeah, it's at some point you gotta not allow 11 runs.
Yeah, you can. You ain't winning many baseball games allowing 11 runs.
Yeah,
not even Little League.
Analysis. Don't allow 11 runs.
Don't allow 11 in any form of baseball.
Right.
All right. Well, boys, what a fun episode. Again, the road ahead is long and the future is bright here. We talked about depth. We talked about depth about the team. 16 months ago, BCP got deeper. Tally right here with us tonight. Sheldon probably in a cave doing some work. Ain't no telling what he's going to come back with, but he is going to be joining us definitely a few times over the summer. And, you know, it's awesome, man, because, again, we said it at the beginning, I'll say it at the end, Tally, y'all joining, it did nothing but make this program better. And
level up, baby. It. Level up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, it's been a fun ride. Been a fun ride. Only getting better, man. Only getting better.
Only getting better. All right, that wraps up this episode of the Boundary Corner podcast, brought to you by Main Street Pharmacy in Blacksburg. I'm Curtis Wilson.
Brian Siegler.
Jonathan Talley.
BoundaryCornerVT.com to check out all of our episodes. All bunch of whole fun stuff on there. If you ain't already checked it out, check us out. If you ain't follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, follow us on YouTube. Favorite podcast source. Go ahead, click the like, give us a review, and make it come up as soon as we drop it tomorrow morning. If you didn't listen tonight, you can listen to it then. As always, our buddy Jason Long plays us in, plays us out. JasonLongMusic.com to check where he is. I believe this weekend he is down at the Farmers Market in Roanoke, so check him out if you want. Always check his Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook pages up. We thank y'all for listening out there tonight. And as always, let's go.
Hokies.
Hokies.